RebeccaLobo. RebeccaLobo this past Sunday, Indiana Fever versus Dallas Wings on ESPN. When it comes to announcers speaking out, this might have been the most outspoken announcers have been when it comes to the egregious officiating, but more importantly, the non-calls. When Caitlin Clark is getting grabbed, getting held, getting yanked, getting hugged, getting hacked. RebeccaLobo said, okay, Sunday, July 13th, I'm going to make sure it's my mission that when I start calling this game, I start calling a spade and holding these referees to the fire.
Did Ryan Ruocco and RebeccaLobo just blow the whistle on the WNBA refs on live TV? What started as routine commentary turned into a not-so-subtle expose on how Caitlin Clark gets fouled like she's in a wrestling ring, while the officials act like it's open gym. No whistle, no call, no clue. And when even the broadcasters start calling it out mid-game, you know it's gone too far. This wasn't analysis, it was a broadcast bench slap. The message was clear. The league can't keep ignoring it. Let's rewind the tape and watch the truth unfold.
And finally, they're saying the quiet part out loud. It's a little bit hard to see. She's literally grabbing her arm. It's insane, and none of that was called. Finally, at the end of the one play, they called the foul because it was like indisputable. I mean, she got whacked on the arm and then gets hit to the ground. But they weren't going to call any of the other fouls leading up to it. I mean, this is what Caitlin Clark is.
It's not just Caitlin Clark, but somehow it's always Caitlin Clark. Every game, like clockwork, as predictable as sunrise, bad Wi-Fi, and WNBA refs pretending they forgot their whistles the moment she gets clobbered in transition. It's reached meme status. Fans are out here searching, can you legally clothesline Caitlin Clark? Like the league quietly dropped a new rules update. At this point, it's less basketball and more WWE with a shot clock, and still, no calls, just vibes and bruises.
Yo, straight calling them out, man. Straight calling them out. And I expected it, because they are straightforward and they speak highly of Caitlin. So when they see the nonsense, man, of course they're going to say something. And I believe most of the commentators should be like that, man. Just keep it real, fam. Keep it real. Call it how you see it. And, whether the WNBA likes it or not, the commissioner likes it or not, Kathy likes it or not, speak your mind, man. That's what people want. They want the truth. So, man, shout out to Ruocco, man. Shout out to Ruocco. Shout out to RebeccaLobo calling it like.
Let's be clear. Other players get fouled too, sure. But there's something almost ritualistic about how Caitlin Clark gets hit. No, mauled. Every night, she's getting yanked, bumped, shoved like it's an obstacle course, and everyone, from fans to broadcasters, reacts in real-time horror, while the refs stand there like they're watching a documentary on birds. Caitlin's getting dragged up and down the court like it's a middle school hallway and she forgot someone's birthday. Whatever game the refs are seeing, it's not basketball. Maybe Quidditch, maybe dodgeball, but it sure isn't what the rest of us are watching.
The new man, Ryan Ruocco, Mr. You Bet himself, and RebeccaLobo ended up bringing up how players have been getting away with fouling Caitlin Clark live on television. Right here, they're talking about this right here, where JJ was holding the arm, okay? Then they're talking about this moment right here too, right? She's reaching through the body, reaching both sides, both arms through the body right here. So they're talking about this one. They're talking about right here on the swat down. It looked like she hit her hand just a tad bit here.
If you're enjoying, please leave a like and subscribe our channel. And here's the kicker. It's not just happening in the paint. That would almost make sense. That would be basketball. No, Caitlin Clark is getting hammered the second she touches the ball, from inbound to inbound. She's not just fighting through contact near the rim, she's surviving a full-court mugging disguised as defense. It's a 94-foot gauntlet where the real enemy isn't the opposing team. It's officiating that seems completely unfazed by gravity, momentum, or human anatomy. At this point, they're not ignoring fouls. They're rewriting the laws of physics in real time.
It's crazy how Caitlin Clark does not get her foul calls pointed out when they are actually fouling her left and right, all the way from half court all the way down to the basketball hoop. I don't understand how the referees are standing there and they not call the fouls. Her coaches have complained. Even Caitlin Clark gets on the referees of not calling the fouls when she knows there's fouls.
What's even more infuriating is the inconsistency. Some nights a hand check is treated as a serious foul, almost a war crime. Other nights, a forearm shiver to the ribs is dismissed as good hustle. One moment, you see a flagrant 2 called for a wrist tap, and the next, a player gets clotheslined like in a WWE match, with the referee acting as if nothing happened, just giving a nonchalant glance toward the scorer's table as if to say, "Did anyone see that?" It's not just baffling, it feels like a chaotic improv show. Now, picture trying to explain this madness to someone new to the league. You hype up Caitlin, emphasizing she's one of the most talented players on the planet, then watch her get bulldozed by 3 defenders before she even reaches half court. And there's no whistle, just vibes. Meanwhile, the broadcasters are losing their minds, voices cracking as they struggle to maintain professionalism, clearly questioning what they're witnessing. It's like a live-streamed gaslighting session, and that's where Ryan Ruocco and RebeccaLobo truly shine, delivering commentary that's almost a masterstroke. For once, they stop pretending this chaos is normal. As Caitlin gets hammered for the 3rd time in 2 possessions, they both basically shout, "Y'all see this, right?" The disbelief in their tone sums up what we've been screaming into the void for 2 seasons. It's like a therapy session played out in HD replays, exposing the absurdity for all to see.
You think the old guard, you think the old 46,000 fans had enough of a voice? No, they don't got no voice. The new fans need to speak up. The announcers who aren't scared need to speak up. I'm sure a lot of those old announcers are scared. I'm sure they're scared. But the announcers like RebeccaLobo, Ryan Ruocco, they need to step up and say, oh, the officiating that's going on here isn't okay. You guys watch this. Quinterly grabbed Caitlin Clark's arm. Like, Caitlin, where you going? Get over here. Oh, that's interesting. Why play defense when we can just grab somebody's arm, right? Interesting. Quinterly putting her hands around Caitlin Clark's waist. Valentine's Day was a few months ago. Sorry.
Because let's face it, this ongoing issue has gone on for way too long. We're not just talking about a rough week or two. This has become a multi-season saga. It's like watching a never-ending TV series, but instead of dragons, it's filled with missed calls and blown calls that leave fans frustrated. For those who've been paying attention long before Caitlin even stepped onto the professional stage, it's a case of déjà vu with a different jersey number. The only thing that's changed is that now it's on national TV, in high definition, with millions of viewers watching in disbelief. And the WNBA? Oh, they're well aware of the situation. Don't be fooled. They've got the footage, the data, and every slow moment replay you can imagine. They have more camera angles than a Hollywood blockbuster. This isn't some unsolvable mystery, it's a clear-cut problem. Officiating. We need to standardize what's a foul, better train the referees, and hold them accountable for their calls. Maybe they should wear headsets connected to a referee command center that can provide instant feedback. Or better yet, just call the obvious fouls without hesitation. It's a revolutionary idea, I know. We're living in an era where the league is pushing for growth, visibility, and respect. They talk about parity and marketability, but none of that matters if fans keep watching their favorite players get fouled repeatedly, as if it's just part of the warm-up. It's like going to a concert with broken speakers, and the band keeps playing as if everything's perfect, except it's not.
It's a foul as she gets body checked. That's a foul. That's a foul. I mean, it's not only until right now when she's finally whacked on the arm. I'm so happy that the broadcast team finally called it out directly. And it's so insane. And I talked about this in my video where I broke down the whole game. I mean, Enrique clearly fouls her, whacks her. Caitlin Clark gets out. I mean, just even right now, I actually kind of paused it perfectly, not even on purpose. You can see both hands on her body up against her chest. You can't play defense like that. I don't care what random person in the comment section tries to convince you otherwise. That's not defense.
You see Caitlin battling through triple teams, arms swinging wildly, shoes squeaking loudly, and getting hammered mid-move. All while the referee is just 6 feet away, blinking like they're running a diagnostic on whether contact is real. Not blowing the whistle, just blinking, as if they're waiting for some confirmation from a faulty sensor. Meanwhile, the broadcast zooms in on her being shoved into the scorer's table like a human piñata. Everyone watching sees it. Fans groan, announcers flinch, and the slow-motion replay shows it in excruciating detail. Still, nothing happens. Maybe the ref had their AirPods in, or they're on some personal no-call cleanse. Who knows? It's not about giving her special treatment. It's about basic officiating competence. You shouldn't have to wrap her in bubble wrap or tape a do not foul sign to her jersey. Just call the fouls fairly and consistently like you're supposed to. Is that really too much to ask? Because right now, it feels like watching someone play basketball in a haunted house. Every few seconds, something jumps out at her, and the refs pretend they saw nothing. It's wild. Sometimes, even the average fan on Twitter has better foul awareness than the professional referee. And don't bring up the rookie treatment excuse. Caitlin's no bench warmer. She's the top player, the #1 pick, a walking billboard, the reason arenas have waiting lists. Yet she gets officiated like someone snuck into the game in a fake jersey, and nobody wants to call attention to it.
Caitlin Clark does not have a special whistle in the WNBA, unlike some other players. A'ja Wilson. Every time you touch A'ja Wilson, she's going through the free throw line. And the announcers definitely will say she's one player that gets a lot of fouls called on her, and she goes to that free throw line. Breanna Stewart, she gets a lot of foul call. You touch her, she gets...
This isn't even about favoritism. It's about credibility. It's about making sure fans don't feel like they're watching chaos disguised as sport. You can't market parity and progress on one hand while letting your biggest stars get tossed around like dodgeballs on the other. Pick a lane. Ideally one with fouls that are actually called. The fact that the TV announcers had to be the adults in the room says everything. When they are the ones saying the quiet part out loud, that means the silence from the officiating crew is deafening. They didn't have to go off skrill and point out the nonsense. Will Caitlin get hip-checked into a Gatorade cooler this game? Will someone slap her across the face and get awarded free throws for defense? Who knows? It's a mystery box of chaos wrapped in a referee's shrug. All anyone is asking for is fairness. Not handouts, not diva treatment, just consistent, accountable officiating. If a foul is a foul for player X, it should be a foul for player Y. Even if player Y happens to have 3 million Instagram followers and a Nike deal. You don't get to ignore bodily harm just because she has a logo behind her name. That's not letting them play. That's letting them get played. And here we are, again. Another game, another night where Caitlin Clark spends more time on the hardwood than the basketball. She's getting knocked down like it's part of the choreography, and the refs are out here acting like it's modern art. But now, even the announcers are saying what fans have been yelling for weeks. The clips don't lie. The outrage is real. The league has a choice. Step in and fix it, or keep letting your most bankable star get treated like a tackling dummy in a league that's supposed to protect talent. Now we've reached a point where it stops feeling like accidental missed calls and starts to seem like a deliberate decision from the league. If you've been watching long enough and can still stomach the chaos, it's impossible to ignore the obvious. It looks like the league told the refs to ignore fouls on Caitlin Clark. That's the vibe. The wildest part? The strongest evidence isn't from angry fans or online conspiracy theories, it's coming directly from the broadcast booth. When RebeccaLobo, the legendary former player and analyst, starts subtly criticizing the refs while still on air, you know the situation is serious. It's as if everyone involved knows something's off, but no one's willing to call it out outright.
So guys, today we got to talk about something, and Paige Beckers in an interview literally exposed just how bad the referee's problem is. Like, she just exposed how bad it was in a pre-game interview for the game. I couldn't find the audio part of it, but Ryan Ruocco literally said she had to forget. So basically, she had to relearn how to play defense while fouling. So, you know, everything you learn about defense, how to play while not fouling, how to move your feet, how to do all this. She had to throw out all the good defensive fundamentals that she'd learned, and now she had to learn to go foul.
And Ryan Ruocco, too. He's trying to keep it smooth, trying to toe the line, but even he can't believe what he's seeing anymore. You can hear it in his voice. Every time Caitlin gets clobbered and there's radio silence from the refs, there's this audible hesitation, like his brain is buffering. And then he'll just let out this, or, wow, that's code for, I'd like to stay employed, but come on. He's watching someone get folded like a deck chair, and all he can do is narrate the absurdity with polite horror. It's gotten so outrageous that RebeccaLobo, who could probably find a neutral way to describe a meteor crashing through the court, has started straight up calling the refs out. And when RebeccaLobo says it's not okay, it's not okay. Because let's be real, it's not just that the whistles are late or inconsistent, it's that they're deliberately silent when it's Caitlin Clark. Like a player could literally throw a shoulder, elbow, and knee into her on one possession, and the refs will stare into the void like they're pondering life's meaning. And you know who's noticing? Everyone, including the most objective voices in the sport, Rebecca and Ryan, who are supposed to call the game, not the conspiracy. But even they can't ignore what's now painfully obvious.
I don't think her importance is overstated. I think she's a singular force like we've never seen before in the women's game, in particular in the women's college game. And we've had great players. We just haven't had this mix of a player who does something we've never seen before in the women's college game in terms of the logo threes. Every time the stakes raise and it feels like, oh, geez, there's got to be a lot of pressure on this kid, a lot of pressure, she meets the...
So what changed? Because this didn't start in college. This isn't some fluke. Caitlin wasn't out at Iowa getting hammered by defenders while the NCAA refs turned a blind eye, ignoring the screams and contact. She used to get calls. She was hacked. She went to the free throw line, and it was just part of the game. Now, things are different. She gets tackled, knocked down, and sometimes even has to apologize to the referee for being in the way of someone's elbow. It's almost as if the league has quietly issued a directive. Tone it down on Caitlin. Caitlin is getting hammered out there, and the refs are frozen, as if they've seen Medusa. This isn't just happening once or twice. It's every game, in every city, with different crews. It's like someone handed out Caitlin-specific rule books titled, "Ignore all contact unless she's the one committing it." And even when she does commit a foul, it's almost like the refs are overcorrecting, blowing whistles like they're winning a game of bingo. The real MVPs in this mess? RebeccaLobo and Ryan Ruocco, who are trying to call the game honestly amid the chaos and confusion.
This is the last thing I'm going to say about the Caitlin Clark WNBA drama, at least for this very moment, because the discourse has gotten absolutely insane. But there has been a lot of media and current athletes coming out and saying that the treatment that players like Caitlin Clark, like Angel Reese, like other rookies are receiving is just how basketball is. It's happened to many WNBA players in the past, and this is just the way it is. And new fans coming to the game just need to deal with it. However, this is the way that the game has been, and the WNBA has never been as successful as it is.
And the thing about RebeccaLobo, she doesn't say something unless it truly needs to be said. When she points out how much contact is happening, when she breaks down frame by frame how Caitlin is being bumped, held, slapped, or decked without calls, it's not an overstatement. It's forensic analysis. She's not just narrating, she's building a case. And trust me, the audience, the entire viewing public, has seen enough. They're not blind to what's happening on the court. They're voicing what fans have been screaming at their screens, doing so with poise, precision, and enough shade to sting. While the league pretends that ignoring Caitlin's fouls is part of some grand plan to let the game flow, RebeccaLobo is calmly on air, metaphorically wielding a red pen, circling, underlining, highlighting all the nonsense. If the league thinks they're fooling anyone, they should rewatch any of the last 10 games, preferably with commentary turned on. Listen to how often Ryan hesitates before saying no, called there.
Ryan and Rebecca go on extended rip at the foul issues. Absolutely unbelievable criticism. For Paige to say she had to relearn how to defend to be less careful about fouling. That's not basketball. Like, people literally say, oh, it's physical basketball. No, you're just going around hacking people. You're just going around hacking people. That's not foul. That's not defense. Going around hacking people. Genuinely. Going around hacking people is not defense. That's not defense. It's not.
Listen to how Rebecca's tone tightens whenever she spots yet another hip check on a fast break. That's not just commentary, it's live, unfiltered truth. There's a standoff. The league with its hidden agenda, the refs with their whistles silenced, Caitlin with her bruises, and the fans? They have Rebecca and Ryan, the only voices calling it like they see it, refusing to hide the reality. They're the only ones saying, this isn't right, while the chaos unfolds on the court. The league should be grateful for them, because without their honesty, these issues would have boiled over weeks ago. If the officiating can't be trusted, at least the fans can rely on Lobo and Ruocco to speak what everyone's thinking, even if the referees still haven't figured it out. Their candid analysis keeps the truth alive. If you enjoyed leaving a like and subscribing, more videos are on the screen now.